What up, Dokkaners? We are taking on the legendary Vegeta event with a joined forces squad, and spoiler alert, I beat this with no items. I recorded this initially without speaking so that I could maximize my brain power, and I was able to get this done, I think, in maybe 2 tries? The first try, I actually had a rainbow friend unit, but unfortunately some bad RNG happened and I wasn't able to get it done. And unfortunately for this run, I had to use a 55% friend unit. So we're going to talk about the team that I'm using, the rotations that I did, the strategy that's involved, and then I'm also going to talk about some of the possible alternate teams that you could be running. Actually, we'll start with the alternate teams. I'll first list out my team, and then we'll go to the alternates, and then we'll come back and talk strategy. So for the team that I actually use, we are running a full Universe Survival Saga Joined Forces team, led by 17 and Golden Frieza as the main lead. Then we've got Int Topo, Physical Casserole, Physical Blue Dudes, as you see on that screen, or on that turn. And then we've got AGL KFC and Tech KFC. So, and then the friend unit is Jiren. So the idea here is to have all stacking all the time, basically. Now, we'll go over the alternates, and then we'll come back to talk about this actual team and how it works. So other possible teams, I'm going to show them on screen. These are some of the other teams that I could come up with. These are obviously not the, like the be-all, end-all. There could be other combinations and permutations in between. So feel free to let me know which ones you guys run. Universe 7, an obvious candidate. If you have been invested heavily like I was in the 6-year anniversary, you probably have all of the Universe 7 duos ready to go, or, combo units. And then if you really want to challenge yourself, there's actually a way. I dare somebody to do this. I think it's impossible no item. But I would love to see if someone could actually no item this run with this team right here. This is a joined forces and siblings bond team. So you could tackle 2 categories at the same time. And the reason why I want to see if anyone can do this is just because I accidentally did 2 categories myself on the last video. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. Link is in the description. That was a pretty successful run. Obviously, this is way worse, but I'm still curious to see if anybody could do this with no item. I don't know. You guys can try it and let me know. I'm sure there's some of you who will actually give it a shot and probably do it. And then we've also got the Blue Dudes as the lead again, this time with the Gogeta Vegito and the Fusions as well as the KFC. Basically, the focus on that team is to heal. So anytime something goes sideways, you have 5 different ways to heal. So actually, this might be a safer bet for a lot of you more reckless players, because you have a bunch of different ways to heal, and it's not like once you use one up, you can't use any of the rest. You totally can. It's not like the revival skill. If you use a revival skill, you can't use another one because the only one applies. Here, you've got Gogeta's Fusion, you've got the physical Gogeta's Fusion, you've got the STR Potara, you've got the Int Potara, and then you've got the Tech Kale and Khalifa heal. So that sounds like a lot of fun. I kind of want to do that. Just have all of those heals going. The danger, of course, is when you have to actually transform, some of them become less effective defensively. But then you can also see where all the attacks are going to come up. So kind of a trade-off there. And then the last possible team that I could come up with was the Blue Dudes with a full joint forces squad, having the KFC, LR, and the TUR. For some of you who might be more experienced players or have been around longer, you might have the TUR for the KFC there. And they both are different names. The LR is Super Saiyan 2 Kale and Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla. The TUR is Super Saiyan Kale and Caulifla. So in theory, you could actually run all 3 iterations of that unit, LR, TUR, and SSR all together. So that's basically this last option here, plus a couple other duos that I could, throw on there. So my team is all about the Universe Survival Saga, and I built it in a way so that I could bring the friend unit and not have it also have to be in the joint forces. Because with this particular team, we could have totally ran it with the Blue Dudes as the lead. But the reason why I had 17 and Frieza do it is because then everybody fell under the Universe Survival Saga umbrella, and that leader skill would also apply to the Tech Jiren. So that's how you big brain this, folks. You don't have to use the friend unit in the same category as the mission you're trying to do. So if you can manipulate and set everything up in such a way where all of the core units, the core 6 units, fit the category mission, the friend unit can be anything you want. And that's what I did, because I knew that on the final stage against AGL Royal Blue Vegeta, having another really powerful tech unit was going to do the trick. And my first run on this, my Jiren, the friend unit was rainbowed. So shout out to all of you toons who were able to help me out with your friend units. I was only able to find one rainbow, and I had a pretty solid run. I think we got all the way up until the second to last stage, and that's where we lost because I had some bad RNG. And this run, the winning run, ironically, was done so with a 55% LR. And that difference in stats is tremendous because you breach certain thresholds on the latter stages when you have a certain level of stats. And at 55%, that is not crossing that threshold. So he's actually a liability in certain situations that normally otherwise wouldn't be a thing. And I kind of came across that to an extent on this run. But now in terms of strategy, what are we doing here? How are we able to no item this? The number one obvious thing about this team is that you have two Universe 6 units who are built for this type of an event, especially the LR AGL unit. Kale and Caulifla are just, they do really, really well against Pure Saiyans, Universe Survival Saga units, so ideally you want to have them on a rotation where they can just keep stacking defense like crazy. It makes them unstoppable, immovable, and also they can heal you for quite a bit anytime you're having a damage issue, kind of like what we just did right here, where we took about 300k worth of damage. So having an LR AGL KFC stacking defense constantly, making that heal all that much more proficient, is going to go a long way. So you combine that with the Tech Dokkan Fest Kale and Caulifla, and that is an unstoppable duo because they're both going to be launching multiple supers. The Tech one not as often, but I put a lot of effort into the hidden potential, plus max links. And she has a heal that gives us 60% health. So if all else fails and we absolutely have to heal, that Kale and Caulifla, the Tech Dokkan Fest, can heal us anytime we want. The only restriction is the 6-turn limit. And for an event like this, that's perfect. So that's one rotation. They're going to be stacking defense like crazy. Tech is also stacking offense with the potential for multiple supers. And then the other rotation is going to be the Universe 11 team. So we're going to have Int Topo and Physical Casserole on that rotation because of the very unique passive of the Int Topo. His passive is all about supporting Universe 11 and standing tall with Universe 11 allies. Let me actually read this. What's so great about it is that when you have 3 Universe 11 units on the team, you have guaranteed guard. He has attack and defense plus 110, plus that additional attack and defense plus 110. So he's got 220 attack and defense, guards all attacks, and then supports Universe 11 for an additional attack and defense plus 30%. So that's 240% attack and defense. Those types of numbers combined with guaranteed guard makes for a really powerful unit that can heal. And right here, I'm trying to decide, do I want to put him in front or do I want to put the Casserole in front? Casserole has type advantage, he's been stacking defense, but that guaranteed guard is so much better. Watch how much damage we take here. 100k. That is about the same amount we're going to be taking on the next phase against Physical Vegeta Blue. You would think that even with type advantage and guard, a super attack from the second to last stage on a legendary Saiyan event is going to get you killed or at least close to it, but nope. Physical Vegeta Blue attacks my Topo and does about 112,000 damage or something like that, which is crazy. Now we've got a Dokkan attack. And I chose to use KFC obviously here because she's built up the critical hit ratio, the dodge, and also it's colossal damaging on a neutral attack. I didn't want to have the Tech KFC do that because type disadvantage was going to mean a far less heal. So we do about 3 million there. That's pretty good. Oh wait, we're already on God Vegeta? I've been rambling for so long. We're already on God Vegeta. Actually, you know what? This is going to go on for a little while because I'm trying to no item this, so yeah. The one drawback about the LRKFC that's always kind of been a thing is just the damage doesn't increase except for all the crits. So you do kind of have to just sit back and, you know, relax while you see 5-6 super attacks happen all at once. And there's KFC attacking a second time. Oh, nice. Let's see how much damage we take on this one. We've stacked a whole lot. We've got type disadvantage. We're going to take about, okay, 150k. So I think this is where things got the worst. I think this was our lowest point. But since we used a Dokkan attack, we're going to heal it all. But look at that. Look at that. And this is our turn right here. Look at this. Full Universe 11 turn. And I'm trying to decide where I want to put everybody. I still don't need Tech Judith. I basically want to bring him in towards the end of the physical round so that we can swing into the AGL round with our muscle at the helm. And by this point, he's taken 5 hits easily, so he's also able to boost his stats even more with that active skill. I don't think I use his active skill during this fight. I don't think I needed to get to a point where I chose to use it. Alright, so he's got 1 bar left. We're definitely not going to kill him here. Had we had a rainbow one, with my rainbow friend unit that I had on the last run, this would have actually killed him. Because he had a bunch of additionals, a bunch of crit. He had max links. He was stacked. He was yoked out of his mind. So we're just gonna get one more turn. Look at that defense. We got 500,000 defense essentially on our Universe 6 Saiyans. And we were just talking about the main rotations. Now let's talk about the floating units. We've got physical 17 Golden Frieza. We've got physical blue dudes, and then we've got the tech Jiren. As mentioned, he's the muscle for the final round. But the 2 physical Universe 7 units were really nice units to have floating because they don't have to stack at all. They simply get all of their stats for the turn based on the amount of attacks that they do. Physical blue dudes can nuke and give themselves a pretty nice cushioning. Also greatly raising attack and defense multiple times if you get lucky in the passive. And the same exact premise pretty much applies for the 17 and the Golden Frieza because they also gain damage reduction and they also gain more attack per attack that they launch on any given turn. So if they were to launch 1 super attack where they greatly raise attack while causing Colossal, and then they launch 2 additional attacks based on the passive, that's 3 times that they attack, which means 21% damage reduction. And then if you get lucky with your hidden potential, more additionals, you could be launching another attack, which means 4 attacks, 28%. And as you saw right there, you saw that, right? 112,000 damage we just took on a type disadvantage super with Int Topo. That guard, man, I'm telling you, if y'all want to do a no item run, bring these units. Run this team. This team is really good. This team is dummy proof. It took me only 2 tries to beat this. And the first time I would have totally won had it not been for bad RNG. This team is just so complete. Honestly, this one and maybe perhaps Siblings Bond were the 2 easiest runs on the Legendary Vegeta event. Alright, now we are on the Royal Blue phase, and this is the final stage. We're starting off strong with our KFC and our Tech Healing Caulifla. I could use the transformation now, so I'm gonna. I could have honestly just kept going, but the reason why I decided to just go with the transformation was just to make this process go faster. That way we could get the Dokkan attack in line with the Kefla that had already been stacking a little bit more. Because we've already gained enough defense to this point, so we don't even have to worry. 300,000+ defense for a tech unit on this stage, we're doing alright. Also, I figured might as well activate the other skill as well. Well, I first had to remind myself. I think I forgot, yeah. I forgot how the skill worked, so I needed to go back and check. Ki +7, defense +77%, and performs a critical hit for 1 turn. I was like, oh, alright, bet, let's do it.
I honestly didn't expect you to put that much effort into slowing him down.
If I failed, I knew you'd be here to do the rest.
I've earned the trust of a robot. How'd I get so lucky?
And now we just sit back and watch the fireworks fly. I think this fight ends in like 3 turns. My units are just so yoked now. It's not even a contest. But then of course, you know, he dodges, which is great. But we still got more supers. I unfortunately could not get a single situation where we had 5 supers in one go. I regret to inform that power has only ever manifested on a Super Battle Road stage. It's never happened on the Legendary Goku event or the Vegeta event. But we got close. What is this, 4? 3? I think her defense reaches 900,000 or almost 1 million, I think, in this run. I don't even check, like I'm so strong I don't even check my stats for a lot of these runs. Look at that. We took 10 damage. This guy hits very hard. So we got about 4.2 million attack stat for Kefla. Peppermint Blast. Here we go. Additional from the Hidden Potential. And then we got the passive. Or whatever. 4.3 million attack stat. Maybe the only time that I don't cringe using this unit. So you can pretty much tell, like, this is over, right? On this turn, we've got a complete lockdown. It was also really nice to run these two with guaranteed criticals all the way through. And the amount of additionals that we had, this was a nice little outing as well. 2.2 million, 400k, another 400k, and did we get another super? So 3 400ks, 1.2 million. Nope, couldn't get a third one. Okay. Or a second super. And now in this rotation, we have now shuffled out the physical casserole. I feel like it's more important to have our tech muscle here. So we've got Jiren on the first slot. This is kind of where I realized that the 100% and the 55%, that does make a big difference. Also, yeah, here it is, here it is. 223,000 damage. And so when I saw that, I was like, wait a second. Int Topo, with his type disadvantage, but guaranteed guard, was able to tank physical Vegeta Blue for 100k. So basically half of that. So that made me realize, alright, I am working with a 55% version of a unit that I typically run at 100% with max link. So it was a little odd for me to sit there and see Jiren take that much damage. But I knew that we were still going to outmuscle this guy because we have a Dokkan attack inbound. We have all the healing in the world next turn, especially with that Dokkan attack too. So we were good to go. But if things got really, really rough, I would have simply come back to this turn and used his active skill, which would have given him just enough to cross the threshold and probably stay safe of all real significant damage. Just under half here. And I think we actually have enough to get the job done right here. Yeah, we do, we do. So I'm trying to decide, who do I want to put in the front slot? Do I want to put the AGL or the tech one? How about the tech one? Let's do it. AGL KFC. And finally, Casserole. Really doesn't matter. He's not going to do anything. And this is it. Time to get real serious. Oh man, wait, what? I thought she killed. Alright. I kind of rewrote some memories in my head. Not bad. Yeah, they still got the win. So there you have it, folks. That is the power of joined forces. It is totally doable, no item. This was way easier than the Mastered Evolution was for the no item attempt. All you gotta do is have the Universe 6 on one rotation, have the guaranteed guard and defense boosting on the other rotation, and you are all set. I mean, look at this beautiful team right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, have you guys beat the Join Forces stage yet? And if so, what team did you use? Did you beat it with items? No items? And also, are you going to try that Siblings Bond Join Forces team that I suggested earlier? Because I'd love to see if some of you guys could actually beat that no item. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.